We're gonna be here a while. Okay, so I finally got the thing hacksawed off. So I just cut that much off. Here's the other half. And then I just stuck the part. Oh, my lighting's sucky. Sorry about my lighting, guys. This is what I have. That's all I have. So I stuck the where you would check the gap on the electrode. I just stuck it in the vise and just broke it off. Okay, so now we're gonna go on top of my parts washer here. I have my file, and I'm just gonna file that nub off and clean up this. Yeah, it's not even, but it doesn't have to be. So now we got that nub filed down. Now we're gonna clean up the other side real quick. I'm gonna call that good enough. It's not perfect, but this is we're not trying to achieve perfection. I just wanted it somewhat smooth. All right, so what I'm gonna do is now I have my dial indicator, and I have what's left of this used up spark plug. Is I am gonna put the dial indicator into the spark plug, and I have all that room. I want it up there. So now I'm gonna get a drill, and I'm gonna essentially bore it out. And there's a little step. Yeah, you can see that little step. That's where this is getting hung up on. So we're just gonna start with that little step. Let me go get my drill and my drill bits and be right back. Jeez. Woo! That's gonna be hot, hot. Woo! Use some spray. So I wanted to be able to force it on to where once it's down there like that, it'll stay, but it's not going to stay. So now what I'm going to have to do is I have some JB weld, and I'll just put a little bit of JB weld here, and then I'll slide her down like so, and then let her dry. And there we go, I have my tool. But before I do that, let's test her out. Whoa! Oh! Bring her over yonder. Alright. So, you need to make sure you clear your frame. This will move. The rest of it won't. So, focus for me, baby. You stick that in the hole. Oh, yeah, so much room. Then, when this is all attached, we will just spin her in there. This is in my way. It's just pushing against the dial indicator. So, if I could get her to catch on something up there, or even just put a zip tie or something, just so I have. It's really not that big of a deal, but if you're doing it one-handed and filming, it's kind of in your way. But actually, there we go. All right, so what the problem was the first time was I'll show you. Yes, sir. Oh, there we go. There's a problem right there. Got that on film. So now the spark plug isn't turning anymore. Just our tool is. See that? So I am going to, I have some JB weld laying around. It's not gonna, it doesn't have to be very strong because this isn't gonna be threaded tight. It's just gonna go until I bottom it out. And the threads could be halfway in, they could be all the way in, a quarter in, as long as it stays true, because that it's not gonna move. The spring on the dial indicator is so light that it really wouldn't matter because I could zero it out however, but I would like it to at least bottom out with like very little pressure. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of JB weld on my dial indicator and slide what's left of my spark plug in there, and they will be one. And I don't want it to get on the shaft that moves. So I'm just gonna do a little bit. Woo! More than a little bit. Can you see this? Alright. Probably plenty. And just for fun, I'll twist as I go up. Make sure I can move it. Maybe, if I can, I'll put some in focus, baby. In, there we go, right there. Let's see. I'm not comfortable with it. Let's leave it at that. Alright, so I got just enough on there. A little goes a long ways. Like I said, it's just going to go hand tight. So, yeah, let that dry overnight. Come back tomorrow after work and see what we got. Alright, so it's been a few days later. I have this thing all JB welded in there. So now we are going to go ahead and thread her in. See what we get. Almost down to the crush washer, which is kind of messed up, but that's fine. Just till we bottom out and are straight, so like that. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the cover. Alright, so I have my cover off. I just realized I forgot to get all the rust off my flywheel. Oh, I don't think I want to take it off though. So I might just leave the surface rust there. But yeah, I got my little apparatus hooked up. So I rotate this. It's at top dead center. Zero it out at top dead center. And what you want to do is put it at 0 and then rotate your flywheel clockwise to get it at your stock ignition timing is 7 thousandths. So you would count, see if I could do this through the phone. So that's 0. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a big one. 6, 7 thousandths. And then you're going to come down here. Let me see if I can point this out. Laying on the ground, kind of hurting my ankle. Okay, so get my fat finger out of the way. That vertical line on your stator should line up with, oh, that's a good shot. That, I don't know which direction that line is, but line up with the line we're looking at on the flywheel. So that looks like that is, I got my bolts right. See how you can adjust where the bolts go? You have all that room. And then if you wanted, I found a chart on like either Vital or Thumper Talk, and it has all these different measurements what would advanced the timing more or retarded it. So they said, I think they said 10 thousandths. Whoops. Focus. 10 thousandths, which is right about there. I got a smudge on my dial indicator. That's pretty darn close. 10 thousandths would be 1 degree advanced, which I might possibly be. It's really hard to tell at what angle you are. So that would be 1 degree advanced, and that also looks lined up too. So I'm going to run it because I run half race gas anyway, which I think I can get away with it running it a little advanced. So yeah, I'm either stock or 1 degree advanced. It's really hard. I'm laying on the floor. I'm looking underneath because I have this heavier flywheel, so I have to kind of get underneath and look. But I'm gonna run it. I'll be okay. So finally, I can see if I can get someone to start this thing because, come on, little camera. I didn't want to start it and have the ignition timing all out of whack and mess up my bike. So yeah. Very happy with that. And other thing that someone kind of I read online is someone said something about venting for the compression, because yeah, you have a spark plug in there. I'm pretty sure it's leaking out because it doesn't. I'm not having too hard of a time. There we go. So now we're going. See, you can still turn it over by hand. Pistons coming up. There we go. Coming up. Top dead center. And now it's going back down. So yeah. I'll put it down. And then pop this bad boy off. So, because we know my ignition timing is A-okay. It's either stock or advanced 1 degree. Which for me is okay because I am running half race gas. But sometimes I heard, I didn't experience this at all with my bike, but sometimes these things will come from the factory and they'll ping a little bit, which is detonation. So a couple things you could do, you could either put race gas in it, which you shouldn't have to, or you could go ahead and retard the timing a little bit and that'll solve that issue. But yeah, this was just a little dial indicator from Harbor Freight. Just a quick recap. Spark plug, I hacked the top off of, and then I put a little bit of JB weld in there. You can kind of see it where my thumb is. And then I decided I was going to try to put some JB weld in there. I said I wasn't going to do it on camera. Off camera, I got a toothpick and tried it. Realized it was a really big mistake. It started gumming up. And so I had to keep playing with it to get it to loosen up. And I would not recommend doing that because you might have to start all over again. But this thing was like $10 from Harbor Freight or something like that. This was free. I'm sure everyone has old spark plugs laying around and stuff. But it was just, I didn't want to have to recut spark plug because I don't have any power tools here right now. I just used a hacksaw. So this was a fun little project for me. If you're wondering why I even made this thing in the first place, go ahead and check out my video where I discovered that I needed to put a new stator on my bike. This one shot out, so I've got part 1 of that uploaded. I did film part 2 where I put the new stator in, but I realized I kind of put some possible bad advice about lining up the stator to the case, which is what I did, and I haven't touched it, and I checked it. But I wanted to verify with this tool I made, so I made another video on how to make it. So yeah, expect that part 2 up. And anyway, once again, you can use this thing to change the performance of your bike. You can either advance your timing, or retard your timing, or if you run into a situation like me, or even if you do your bottom end and you need to put your stator back on. But personally, for that, if it's already been on, you kind of have those markings, if the camera will focus on it. There's one by my thumb, but it's not in focus. Anyway, you'll have the you'll have markings on your stator already, so you'll know. But if it's brand new, like I did, there's no markings to tell you where to go, so you have to figure it out yourself. So this tool right here will really help you. So yeah, go out and make one. Harbor Freight, dial indicator, old spark plug, some JB Weld. There you go. It's a beautiful Sunday, and yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and be on the lookout for part 2, where I actually install the new stator. So I had that already filmed, but I haven't uploaded it yet because I really wanted to make this first. So be on the lookout for that.